What's good, people? What we're going to do right now is we're going to chop a sample using Recycle. Again, Recycle is good for Windows XP as well as Mac OS X. I already loaded up a sample in here. It's a 4-bar sample. The sample is called Love Circuit by Hamilton Movement, recorded back in 1972. I took this sample straight off of a 45. Okay, now what I'm going to show you is a little bit of the features of Recycle. Here you have your original tempo, and you can change the tempo there. Once you export it out, the tempo will be changed. But that's a different video. Right now we're showing chopping, not time shifting. Okay, you have your transport controls there, your sensitivity movement. That's for automatically putting slice points in your sample, but I like to do it manual. You have 3 different areas right here where you can add different effects to them, to your sample. You have your effects right there, and you have your effects right here. But what I'm going to do is I'm just going to leave all of the effects alone. I'm not going to add any effects in this video here. I'm just going to show you the basic art of chopping using Recycle. What I'm going to do now is play the sample just so you can hear what it is. It's 4 bars, like I stated. The first 2 bars is a standard drum loop, okay, from the song. The second 2 bars is the same drum loop with a guitar riff playing on top. Okay, listen. Okay, if you don't already have your drum kit or a drum kit constructed, what you could do, or if you want to use the drums that are in the sample, if you use this sample or any sample for that matter, is you would need to find a sample or a loop that has a clean kick and a clean snare, okay, which this sample does. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back up here to get a pen tool. Here are all my tools right here. Going to use a pen tool so I can manually add in my slice points. Okay, as you can see now, it's a vertical line going up and down the sample, and if I click on the mouse, it's going to drop a slice. So if you remember, when I played the sample, a kick was the first beat or the first sound of this sample. So the waveform starts here, and it has a little trail before it gets to the next point, next peak. And I want to keep that in there because it adds a natural reverb or a natural sound to the kick or to the sample itself. So I'm going to add a slice point right there. As you can see, I did that. And now I'm going to add a slice point after the snare, again keeping the tail end of the sample of the sound so I could get that natural sound behind it. Okay, there. Now what I can also do, now that I have that, is I can continue going along the sample, creating different slice points as needed or as desired. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm just going to, in the second set of 2 bars of this 4-bar sample, I'm going to add a slice point right before the 3rd bar, and that's with the drum loop and the guitar riff. Okay, now if I go back to my pointer tool up here, click pointer, and bring the mouse back down into the sample area, you see the cursor or the pointer change into a little speaker. That's so you can click on the button, click the mouse, and audition the sound. Now, and here's my slice right here with the guitar riff. Okay, and it also, since I added a slice point here, it also captured the rest of the drum loop here. And of course you can slice that as desired or as you want by using the pen tool and coming down and adding slice points. Okay, so now that I'm not going to do all 16 to fill up all 16 pads. I'm just going to export this sample here with these slice points, so we can utilize it in the MPC. So what I'll do is I'll go up to File, and I will go to Export. Right there, Export. And now down here in the file type, Save as File Type, you'll see it defaults with a Kai AKP program file. So I'll just leave it saved with that file name. You can name it whatever you want and click Save. Now remember what folder you have it in. So when you go to bring up your program editor, you can easily find it. So I'm going to press Save. Okay, so now it's asking me the type of format that I would like it to be. If you look closely under where it says bit depth, it's shaded out, but you can see very lightly where it says 16, so it's automatically defaulted at 16 bits. The sample rate I can actually change to anything that I want. However, the MPC 1000 only used the 44/100 Hertz. So I'm going to select that. Then press OK. And now my sample is saved, my AKP file is saved. If I go to bring up Blue Box, which is the program editor of choice that I like to use, go to File and Open, or I could go to Import, and it's automatically defaulting to an AKP file. So it's looking for an AKP file, and I already have one saved here, Love Circuit, right there. So I'll highlight that and click Open. And so now on my pads already, I have my slice points. Okay? And I can hear them by clicking on, if I had two hands free right now, which I don't, you can hold Control and left click to play the pad, and it gives you the different options there. Or I can select the pad, go up to the second half of Blue Box on the right there, and just press play. Okay. And my sounds are there. So now, that's if you wanted to. If you know Blue Box, you can, once you have that, you will go to File and select, Save All or Save As, and create your folder and put your program in there. Okay, congratulations, you just chopped a sample using Recycle.